Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Wednesday, January 7th, 2026. You may follow me on the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, we love that for you. Whatever doesn't, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you, okay? This is Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman. You can find this at intuitiveintention.com, My Intuitive Intention on Etsy. He also sells his decks in the TikTok shop, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but he was. Okay? Okay. I haven't seen him on there in a while, probably since like October or November. I think was the last time I peeped him on there. And that was just me scrolling and seeing him on camera. So I think it was, I don't know if it was a live. I think it was a video. We got two on the table, one in reverse. Oh, who is this? Is this me? In regards to my knee, this is me. Okay, that was interesting. In regards to my knee, this is me. Okay, why did I just think of Mary Poppins? My dad was talking about Mary Poppins the other day. Oh, we got three on the table. Three on the table, one major, and then one card in reverse. Four on the table, two major, and one card in reverse. Let's do two more shuffles. My cards are getting old, man. They're starting to flake. They're starting to flake at the edges. But I love it. Y'all know I've been using this deck for almost 2 years. It's my favorite deck. My favorite tarot. We got five on the table, two major, one card in reverse. Let's do last shuffle, last shuffle. Feel free to comment. Do you guys like this setup better than the iPad? Where you can kind of see me shuffle, you can see me, I can angle so you can see the cards set up, that kind of thing. Do you like that better? Because I would be open to using the phone instead of the iPad. I'm doing an extra shuffle just in case because we only have 5 cards. I would be open to changing to just the phone. The only problem is I would not be able to use the microphone because I can't get the little thing up in there. We got 6 with bottom of the deck. I'm putting the cards on the box. We've got 9 of Pentacles. We got the 10 of Swords in reverse. We've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is good. I like to see that. I like that. We've got the Moon. Y'all know I love the Moon. She looks very studious today. Not angry or anything. Look, I don't know. Look at her. I've told you guys before, sometimes when I look at her, like I get this vibe. 3 of Wands. And then bottom of the deck is the Queen of Swords. I love the Queen of Swords. I identify with the Queen of Swords. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes when I write like little blurbs on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I always talk about like throwing my sword down because I identify with the Queen of Swords. And I think Swords is Gemini, or I think Queen of Swords is Gemini. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't really put a lot of stock into that. I was thinking about that earlier because another reader, I'm not going to say she's fake because I hate saying that, but she always like tries to put astrology in her readings, and then when she does, it just does not sound right to me. It just does not sound right to me. Like there are some readers out there that are really good with astrology, like you can tell they're really good. Yeah, she is not. She is not. she's not. Okay, anyway. I still watch her anyway. I don't know why. Like entertainment value? I don't know why. All right. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. So when the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords in reverse came out, I was like, who is this? Rob Barthelman put on the Ten of Pentacles, self-sufficiency. And he put on the Ten of Swords in reverse, recovery. Somebody, and this isn't meant to sound bad, but somebody's tired doing it on their own. Somebody's like tired of having to live life on their own, if that makes sense. Like, this would be me like saying, oh, I'm tired of working all this overtime. I'm tired of always putting my money into bills. I have nothing left at the end of the month. What I do have left at the end of the month, like, I put towards my mortgage, I put towards my trip, I put, you know, like something's got to give. I'm tired of working, you know, for the man for $1, like, and it's not the fact that I can't, right? It's not the fact that, like, I'm not making it. I am making it. I'm doing just fine. But at the end of the day, it's like I constantly feel like I'm having to, like, take care of myself, right? Recover, right? Because I'm working my ass off over here. And for what? What am I working for? What am I working towards, right? With the Wheel of Fortune and the Moon card, somebody either has or will be transitioning out of one cycle into another cycle. So you guys know how I feel about the Moon card. Sometimes the Moon card represents like a light and a dark side, deception, finding out the truth in a situation, illumination, right? I've said before, like, when the moon is out, like, the world is not dark. You know how I've said before, like, when witches, dark witches, do magic under the moon and they think they're not being seen, you're being seen, honey. Everybody knows. God knows. Everybody knows. The light of the moon is light. It's not dark, right? Illumination around a truth. And it doesn't have to be like gossip or like, you know, finding out about a love interest or anything like that. Like, a truth can be, you know, finding something out about yourself from within that you weren't recognizing before, you know, like you just kind of tamped it down. Like you weren't ready to acknowledge something about yourself. And now it's being illuminated. And when this is illuminated, the cycle changes because you learn something new. And when you learn something about yourself, when you have those epiphany moments, right? I talk about it all the time. Those little epiphany moments, every time your cycle's going to change for the better. Every time. Because what do we say, right? Not just me, but every reader, every person, every human out there should say the same thing. What do we say? You can't control anybody else. You can only control yourself. You can't change anyone else. You can only change yourself. You can't make anybody else grow. You can only grow within yourself. So when you have those epiphany moments about yourself, bam, growth, bam, change, bam, new cycle. And it's only going to get that much stronger. It's only going to get that much better. Because self growth, you can contain, you can control. It's all about you. You're all about you. Who cares about anybody else? And that's not to say that in a mean way. That's not to say that in an off-putting way. It's realistic. And I've said this to you guys before. If you follow, if you subscribe, if you know my story, my ex-husband and I got divorced because I had grown out of him. And that's not to say that in a mean way. We're just two very different people. And when we first got together, we had a lot in common. When we got divorced, we barely had anything in common. People change, people grow, people move on. I was the one that grew. I was the one that changed. I was the one that moved on. The things that I was wanting out of him, the things that I was expecting out of him, he was not prepared to give. He liked who he was. He still likes who he is. There's nothing wrong with that. I had changed. I needed to move on. It was all about me. And that's not to say it in a selfish way or a mean way. It's just, it happens. It is what it is. And you guys know, I'm still friends with him. I would love to be friends with him till the day I pass. Because he's a good person, you know? We just no longer meshed after 11 years together. Like, I needed to move on, you know? I mean, I feel bad on one hand, but on the other hand, I can't feel bad about it because I outgrew that relationship. I outgrew him. Right? There's no better or not better as a human being, right? We're both just humans out here trying to survive and live this life. But we no longer had anything in common. And I wasn't going to stay in a marriage with a person that I no longer had anything in common with and therefore fell out of love with, right? This is like somebody finding out something about themselves from within. And whoever this is with the Three of Wands and the Queen of Swords, like this is someone that is going to have growth, right? Like I said, the cycle's going to change. It's only going to get better. This person's only going to be that much more powerful. Because when you work for yourself, of yourself, it's really the only way to live. It's really the only way to do it when you think about it. And the thing is this person is just going to keep working on themselves and just keep getting bigger and better, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually, whatever. They're going to be more intuitive. They're going to use that intuitiveness. They're going to make better decisions. Better. For themselves and in regards to others in their circle, you know? With the Nine of Pentacles and the Ten of Swords in reverse, this also could be somebody that's working towards a goal of not trying to rely on like a 9-to-5 job, not trying to rely. This would be like somebody, and this is just an easy example, and readers use it all the time. This would just be an example, like, I'll just use me. Like, y'all know I work in a warehouse, okay? 10-hour days, 4 days a week. I have 3 days off. Sometimes I do overtime on Sundays. A lot of the times I do overtime on Sundays. This would be like me saying, okay, I'm done with that life. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to start painting and selling paintings. And then when that takes off and I'm making enough money from that, like I'm going to quit my warehouse job because it's a drain, right? Mentally, physically, emotionally, monetarily, probably at some point. It's a drain. Like I need to become self-sufficient. It also could be the reverse of that, right? Somebody starting their own business, thinking it's going to work out, and 2, 3, 5 years later, realizing I don't make enough money to do this. Like I have to go back to a 9-to-5. I have to go back to a regular job with a 401k, with a medical plan. Like I can't keep struggling like this. And listen, I'm never going to say that I know everything. I'm never going to say, like, let me tell you what to do. Every single individual on this earth needs to do what's best for them. There are readers out there, regular people, all the time will tell you, oh, you need to start your own business. You need to get away from, corporate America and da-da-da-da-da. Yes, I agree. I understand that thought process. I understand working for yourself. It's probably, even though it might be hard at first, eventually the idea is that your business will take off and you'll be able to work at your own pace for yourself and yet still make a good amount of money, right? The thing is when that doesn't happen, people need to acknowledge that they need to go out and get a 9-to-5. And I think there's nothing wrong with also acknowledging that there's something to be said for a steady paycheck. And I literally just did the crow reading for the collective, and it was about money. It was about money. And I don't think this reading necessarily just pertains to money. This could be with the cycle of change, right? The Wheel of Fortune, the unveiled truths, the moon. This could be regarding anything in your life, right? That could bring about a new cycle for you. This could be the start of a romance, the end of a romance, the start of a friendship, the end of a friendship. It could be anything. But it's kind of funny that I'm bringing up money when I was talking about money in the other reading. Because I'm just going to say this. There is something to be said for a 9-to-5, okay? For stability. You know, knowing that every week your take-home pay is $600, $700, $1,000, whatever. Knowing that you have medical insurance. You pay for it, right? The company pays for it. It's there if you need it. Dental, 401k, pension, whatever the case. There is something to be said for stability. And, you know, people are like, oh, I don't want to go back to that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if you love what you do, whether it's your own business or you work for somebody else, I don't really see what the difference is. I really don't. Like I said, I get up and I work a 10-hour day, 4 days a week. I have 3 days off a week. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Do you know how many people would kill for my job? There are people out there working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, and not making what I make. Or not having insurance. Or not having a 401k. And I know that because I used to be one of them. I used to work in retail. And the company I worked for was not the greatest. At the holidays, oh my God, forget about it. I would be working 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, not getting any overtime. You know, not, you know, when I was salary, I mean, I had to do that all under salary. And I was making what, $5 an hour? When you did the math, like I was making $4 or $5 an hour. It didn't make sense. But like what I do now is totally worth it. It's totally worth it. And right now we're doing a lot of overtime and it's a little strenuous, but at the same time, like I'm going to rake in those bonus dollars and I'm going to be able to save that and do what I need to do with that. Everything has a good, the bad, and the ugly side, right? Everything in life. So like I said, this could be somebody realizing they need to go into business for themselves. This could be somebody realizing they need to go back to a 9-to-5. Whatever makes it more comfortable for them with this 10 of Swords in reverse. Whatever makes it more comfortable for them. Whatever brings about the change of the cycle for the better. Like I said, Rob Barthelman put on the 10 of Swords in reverse, recovery. Like whatever someone needs to do for the betterment of themselves, again, for the comfortability, for the security, for the dependability, the stability, that's what you do. If it's opening your own business, then there you go. If it's working for the man, then there you go. Now, again, this doesn't just have to be in regards to money. This could be anything. This could be someone going from being single to being in a relationship, or going from a relationship to being single. My right palm is itching. Whatever the case, taking on a friend, leaving a friendship, taking on a new job, leaving a job, whatever, it doesn't matter. somebody's going to make a change for themselves that's going to lead them to better things. And it's just going to keep, when you listen to your intuitiveness, when you listen to your gut, when you go with your gut, like, it's only going to be better for you, because it's going to get more and more accurate, and you're going to make better decisions. And we're talking about oneself. We're not talking about anybody else. Other people have to make their own decisions. You can't control other people. You can only control yourself. I talked about that in the other reading too. I think I'm going to leave it there. Y'all should go watch the Crow Oracle that I put up, the Crow Collective that I put up for today. These kind of go hand in hand. It's interesting. It's interesting. I was not expecting like 2 readings that revolved around like money and that kind of thing. Anyway, it's good though. It's good. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates for someone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have had a fabulous week so far, a great Wednesday. Just a reminder, as I said this morning in affirmations, if you didn't watch, just so you know, I still have not gotten my modem. I still don't have internet. I'm running off my hotspot off my phone. So I will try and do affirmations in the morning. I will try to do readings tomorrow. I'm trying to make them as short as possible, which is not evidenced by the 21 minutes and 46 seconds on my timer. But I'm probably going to make them a little bit shorter until I get my modem and I get my internet up and running. Yeah. And if for some reason I miss a read, please, 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 please do not hate me. I'm also dealing with my knee injury and trying to rest and stuff like that. So maybe I'll do a reading from my bed with the cats. That would be interesting. I'd be like, Bubbles, can you lift that card for mommy? He's not going to do it. Anyway, have a good night. Bye.